Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, another Jeskai Control. So I tried Jeskai Control last time. It didn't work out very well because, well, guess what? Not enough counterspells. Always get tempoed out by my opponent or get over-controlled by my opponent. So I looked up another spin of Jeskai Control, and this one runs Zurgo and Oujutai, the Hexproof Flying Haste Dragon that bounces itself if need be. Basically, I can bounce any dragon whenever Zurgo or Oujutai deals damage to, or combat damage to a player or battle, right? So we get to basically draw a card from the top three and then bounce a dragon, which in this deck is just Zurgo. So the deck kind of runs pretty much like a very generic control shell with a lot of removal, a lot of control, a lot of counter spells. Then we go face with Zurgo. That's kind of the idea of the deck. If our opponent is less board control heavy, then we keep Zurgo on the board and keep hitting our opponent. If our opponent is a lot of control, then we can run Zurgo out, bounce it back, and so that our opponent can't really remove Zurgo because he's hexproof. On the turn he comes in, and he still hastes. This is very good against black decks. That's kind of the idea. So let's look at the deck list. We have a lot of 2-ofs, and this is so something that I wanted to fine-tune, but I really think that there are so many different cards that could be inclusions. I'm not really quite sure which one to include. So I have 2 Elspeth Smite in the 1-drop to deal damage in the early game, and also 2 Surge of Salvation to help us to protect our permanent and also protect us against damage from black or red sources. Will only deal damage to creatures I control. So I can protect my creatures, also give hexproof to me and my permanent, so that kind of stops and invoke despair, believe it or not. And then we have 2 Destroy Evil, because we have no other cards in the deck that really kills children. Destroy Evil will have to do. We have 2 Assimilate Essence to counter creatures or battle spell. I found that this card seems to be not as good as what everyone is assuming it to be. It's pretty good because it can counter creatures. It's like a Essence Scatter. Opponent has to pay 4, which they probably won't do. But what I've seen that it doesn't hit is Wedding Announcement and Fable. And we really need to hit those on turn 2 or 3, which is why I also have 2 Make Disappear and 2 Negate. We need to hit those. We need to be able to counter those because they will tempo us out. Then we have 2 Fires of Victory because we're in Jeskai, for additional damage dealing / card draw that could be necessary. For Bankbuster for the core card draw. This deck is really lacking in a lot of card draws traditional Jeskai decks have. So we have Bankbuster, we have 4 Fable Mirrorbreaker. We're running red, we're going to run Fable. Some argument could be made about whether or not to run Fable or to run Wedding Announcement. I don't think this deck is tempo heavy enough to run both. So I only run Fable just because it has 3 different modes, whereas in Wedding Announcement it only has 2 modes, right? It has it has the creature or has the anthem. So it's those modes, and I can attack with the creature to draw cards, but I don't make that many creatures in the deck, so I don't think it's that good, and I think Fable is better in the deck. Then we have 4 Depopulate. Of course, we don't have a lot of creatures, so we want to remove our opponents. 4 Wandering Emperor, of course, life gain, removal, and then Wincon, because we can make Samurais to hit our opponents with. We have 3 Zurgo and Oujutai, only because I only have 3, so here's 3 Zurgo. And then 1, the Eternal Wonder. This card could be replaced with the Farewell, if you don't have the Eternal Wonder, but this Eternal Wonder is also pretty good at flickering our opponent's creatures, as well as our creatures if we need to. We can also flicker out Zurgo and Oujutai so that, it protects it, I guess. Return that card at the beginning of owner's next end step. So yeah, it doesn't protect it. I was thinking about beginning turn, but it doesn't do that. So it doesn't protect Zurgo, but it's good at phasing our opponent's creatures. That's the only thing it's good for. We can make 2/2 Samurais that are double strike. I don't know how relevant that would be, and then it's just basically the -4, right? It's kind of like Farewell, but it's sack instead of exile. So it's something. It's something of a mass removal if we need it to be. Then we have a lot of lands in the land base. We have 1 Iganjo, 1 Plain, 1 Otawara, 1 Mountain, 1 Sokusin. Pretty standard. We don't have any islands since the blueness of the deck isn't as heavy. And then we have 4 Deserted Beach, 4 Seachrome Coast. So there's where all the blueness comes from. We have 4 2 Shivan Reef, 4 Stormcarved Coast. Because these are ping lands, we don't want to run as many of. We have 3 Battlefield Forge and 4 Sundown Pass. Again, these are ping lands, we don't want to run too many of. And the Shivan Reef and the Battlefield Forge, we don't have fast lands, so we have to run these in place for the Jeskai colors. And we have no Triumphs in the current standard, so that's what we have to do for Jeskai. Alright, let's try out the deck. I hope it works fine, but I have no guarantee that it's going to work fine. I really like the new Jeskai shell in that there's a lot of control elements we can throw in there, plus the redness that could be bursty, but I don't actually know how well Jeskai could run without the Triumph in today's meta, so I want to try it out. We're facing against Max 2491, so that's 4 numbers, 4 more than I have, then that's probably good. I don't know. We go first. If we do go first, that means our opponent's controlling, and this is an okay hand against control, so let's get the Sundown Pass out first. Since we're going first, I don't know how important it is to have Surge out. See, it's not that important. And then we can have the Bankbuster. No red though. I mean, no blue though. Red and white only so far. Junkai Naturalist. Alright, well, not very good for us. At the very least, we can have the Bankbuster draw. Okay. Enchantment. Restoration. So I don't think the Populate works that well, since the Restoration would just bring 1 back. That's unfortunate. Let's draw a card. See what we can get. Bankbuster. Fires of Victory. Alright. Still doesn't work that well. We're just gonna pass turn. We'll let them ramp. And I hold up Fire of Victory since I don't have blue. This could matter. And we can take these damage right now. It's not too heavy. Depending on what they play, there could be a heavy thing coming out. Spirit Companion, that's okay. Just gonna go in for 4. I could block it with the Sokenzen. I don't know if that's necessarily good. Catilda. Alright, let's draw a card first. See if we want to burn Catilda. We can burn Catilda and draw a card with Fires of Victory, but I think we're kind of behind. So, what is the play? I can blow everything up, and then he could bring back the Restoration next turn. I do want to blow up Catilda, but the Restoration of Ganjo becomes Architect of Restoration as a 3/4, and that's really annoying. Well, I guess I'll have to blow everything up next turn anyway, so let's not waste our mana doing things. Should we hide our blueness? We're gonna have 1 land left open, right? So let's have that 1 land be a Battlefield Forge in case we need a Surge. I hope they pass a Catilda on this. That's our best case scenario. Okay, it's not. We just wiped the board. That's unfortunate. Now we get our Seachrome Coast. We could burn the Heliod and draw a card, or we can just burn the Heliod, or just draw a card. I think it might be better to burn the Heliod and draw a card, which would mean that it might make sense to just pass turn here. How good is that? How much damage are we taking? A lot. A lot of damage. That's how much we're taking. It's fine. Did not end up well because I don't have Farewell in the deck, and we only drew one to populate versus our opponent's draw. Not the end of the world here, but I don't think we're going to come out ahead on this game. Maybe he will flip. That would be wrong, but... Oh, he does flip. Okay. Oh, I don't have blue. What am I doing? Still killed it. Waste their mana. Tilda. Can't block the flyer, so I could Elspeth Smite this. Guess we'll do that. Good, my turn. This is a little late. I could bounce this. It's protection from vampires, which isn't much, right? Or I could bring out the Zurgo and Oujutai. Then I can't bounce the Architect. Then I'll die if I don't bounce the Architect, right? Isn't that the idea? Maybe it's right to Auto Aura. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Assimilate Essence to counter. I cannot counter an enchantment. Again, this is what I was talking about. Not being able to counter enchantment is awful. I could bounce it though, so that it goes away. And he gets to bring back another Jeskai Naturalist, if he wants to. So, this is a painful choice this turn. If I am going to... Okay. I am going to bounce and hold up Assimilate. I don't like it, since I don't have a potential draw this turn, but hopefully it's just an attack. Haunting. Oh, okay. Not good for us. I can counter this. I don't know why I didn't do it before. Now we're drawing lands. To damage. Oh. This might be good. The Populate might also be good, huh? That is questionable. Maybe I'll take the Populate, bounce my Zurgo, and just blow up the board. Yeah. I will decline this turn. I have a Surge of Salvation in case you want to target. Generous Visitor. Jeskai Naturalist. Look at all that buffs. Doesn't have 7, right? He has 3. Okay, we'll go to block. We'll block the little spirit. We'll take 4. Not very fun to take 4. Down to 4 we go. Oh, he plays playing. That's wrong. So we'll go to my turn. Fable, huh? Well, let's go for the Zurgo attack first. Zurgo attack! Take that! Oh, now we have lands. More lands. Bounce it back to my hand. And then you can say goodbye to Exodia. Then we'll play the land out, and then we'll play the Fable out, I think. Bankbuster is a little too slow, and there's no haste, so that's what we're gonna do. What is he gonna bring back up? Spirit Companion, free card draw, always nice for our opponent. Generous Visitor, not as scary since Teaching, that's a little bit more annoying. Okay. And you get a Spirit. But my turn. Negate's a little late to the party. Make this appear. So I have to play Zurgo, and if I play Zurgo, can I block the board? I cannot, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I block the 3, I still take 4, assuming they draw a land, right? If they just draw a land, I still have to take a lot. This is a whenever enchantment spell, so nothing really gets pumped. This is terrible. This is horrible. And then we have 3 lands to play something. What can we play off 3 lands? Basically nothing. So I had to block 2 things and hope that the last draw is not useless. Maybe I'll just play Zurgo as a blocker. Then I don't have any counter spell being held up. Is that relevant though? Can I counter anything? I have a Negate. I can counter an enchantment. This puts a +1 on counter. So let's just look at what happens. I got 1 more draw, potentially. Can't counter that. I can make it disappear, but I don't want to because it doesn't do anything. Just those 2 attacks. Is that right? Okay. So we go to block this. We go to block that. Go down to 2. Yay! But my turn. Elspeth Smite. Could have helped last turn. Not gonna help this turn. Right, I gotta pitch this. Pitch my Make Disappear. I do get it to populate, which could be useful. Let's blow up the board. Do I have a white open still? I do have a white open, 2 wide open. Okay. Blow up the board. Still alive. Kami. 2 Kamis coming back though. That's fine. The Kamis don't do anything to me. This might. And that's a bit annoying. Kami. Does he want to play the second Kami? Hollow Haunting. Second Hollow Haunting. Gotta get rid of that. Another Kami. Okay, Bankbuster is a dead draw. We can hope that our opponent also has a dead draw so that we can Zurgo. So this will block 3 things, right? This will exile 1 thing. This will block 1 thing. And then Elspeth Smite will kill 1 thing. So how good is that against what I have right now? This is going to be... How many mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 mana, which means that I cannot play this, which costs 9 total. And that means I could play a Bankbuster since I have 2 for Elspeth, or 1 for Elspeth Smite, and then 5. Okay, I could play another Bankbuster. That's about it. This Hollow Haunting. This whole game is just against my deck, because I don't have Farewell. Can you imagine if I had Farewell? We even have 2 Destroy Evils. Had to put 1 back to get my Depopulate. Okay, it's just an attack. So, how do I do this? you do put a sun counter on a creature. Okay, it's going to take out my depopulate. And then put a +1 sun counter on itself. Which means that... here goes nothing. Wandering Emperor. Exile this.
And I will protect my people.
Then I will...
my judgment is final.
blow this up. And then I'll block this so that they both die. Alright, now Zurgo and Oujutai has to do something. Right? Can I even do something with this? I have to draw... or do I just use it as a blocker? This makes a 2-2. Zurgo attacks. I don't have any more blocks. This is a playing. He gets to bring back something. Probably the dog. Yeah, probably the dog. So, regardless, I have to draw first. Okay. That's an interesting play. That means that if I Wandering Emperor this turn, gotta make a 2-2 anyways this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if I can catch him off guard with another Wandering Emperor, so maybe it's right just to play out Zurgo while he has nothing to target it. No attacks. We'll just use Zurgo as a blocker. How far have you fallen? Here comes the dog. Yep. Another Hollow Haunting. No farewells in sight. Opponent's at 22. Ossification. Alright, that's a GG. Can't beat out of that. Well, the shuffler or the matchmaker decided since I don't have a farewell in the deck, they're going to put me up against the one enchantment player left in the game. Nobody plays enchantment anymore. That deck gets overrun by everything in the current meta. But oh well, that's one game. Let's go try again. Like I said, Jeskai Control is very strong when you have counter spells. As you saw in that game, even against the worst matchup possible, we were able to hold our own for a while. Only a while. I don't think I made any misplays there, but you never know. Opponent goes first, so this is aggro. And we only have a Surge to protect us against aggro until we get to depopulate. Hopefully that works. We drew Negate, so this is definitely not enchantment this time. I'm going to keep this hand. A little bit slow. They have fast lands, and they have duress. Alright, this is not going to be fun for us. There goes our Bankbuster, probably. But they're black, which means that they might have Invoke. So, we have 2 cards that stops Invoke. At least. There goes the Bankbuster. All these lands are tapped. Guess that's not a tap land, so let's play that. This way we can hold up Negate. Alright, they didn't play their Fable because they're afraid of our Negate. Let's keep it going. I don't want to play out the Bankbuster, just to let them have Negate out, or Fable out. Atsushi. Interesting. Oh, is it a Dragon Egg? Oh, guess what? No to your dragon. Is he gonna do something? Kill his own Atsushi? I guess he could do that.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
But hey, that's his own spell, not my spell, so doesn't hurt as much. Even if he gets 3 treasure here, right? He's getting it of himself. Yeah, okay, a 7 mana is coming, so maybe a Traxa. Maybe he plays a 5 mana spell here. If he plays AO, oh, here comes Fable. So he did all that just so he can play Fable over the Negate. which is fine with us. Not best, but something we can live with. I don't want to just throw out the Depopulate against what he has right now, so I will throw out a Bankbuster. I don't think the Elspeth Smite will hit anything else, so the Fable token will be it. Which means that we can hold up a Negate or potentially draw a card here.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Maybe he's holding up an Invoke. We got a 1-mana answer for Invoke too. Cut down. Does he want to remove his own Goblin token? I doubt it. Right, he's really holding this up. A Braid, huh? On my Bankbuster. So he'll have 4 mana. No, he'll have 5 mana to invoke me to get rid of the Wandering Emperor. But I need this card draw. Right? I can just do this. Can't invoke me now. Try to invoke now. Ha! Sucker. Liliana, okay.
Nobody knows
Each player discards a card.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Guess I'll discard it to populate. Let's draw a card. That's pretty good. Alright, I can counter whatever you place. That means I have to discard a Deserted Beach. Not fun, but I have to do it. So that the Liliana doesn't get crazy on us. Played his land so that he can actually activate it. Shieldred. Pay 4. It's probably gonna minus, right? Probably gonna minus. Discard.
Don't overthink things.
You can go to 6. Let's see if he wants to do that.
Remember your training.
Give up his Fable or give up his Liliana? Well, not give up his Liliana, but give up his Liliana
You
loyalty.
chose the wrong day to cross me.
Maybe. But I think it'll be fine. Land. He's gonna plus again?
Oh, sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Maybe I'll crew. No, he's still going to attack the, Right, he's still gonna attack the Emperor. Just one more card.
Sacrifices must be made.
So I'll sack it. I guess we trade Planeswalkers here.
Our swords will cross again.
This would mean that... Well, I'm gonna play this. This would mean that I would have... I don't want to exile the Reflection. It's gonna come back as a Fable. That's bad for me. I don't want to use the -4. And I bet he's gonna top deck a Invoke here. This is bad. This is really bad. But, you know, not playing will be dumb. So, we're both in top deck mode. Our opponent's probably gonna top deck better than us. Because here's Invoke. Oh, no, it's not Invoke. Okay. So we won. Not Invoke and we win, right? So that's kind of the idea of the deck. We were able to kind of stop Invoke, even though they didn't have it. We were able to stop Invoke for a while. And that's the idea. I still really like Jeskai Control. I can't say much about how fantastic it is or how awful it is. there's a lot of variants, which I guess playing best of one, you do want to play on those variants, but I really like the fact that Surge of Salvation can stop and invoke. It's a 1 mana to stop a 5 mana card, and it's not just there to stop invoke, right? It stops burn, it stops removal. It's a good card. It's a good card when you have a relevant board. Zurgo and Oujutai is amazing. It's a card that when I first saw it in the spoiler, I thought it was terrible because, come on, who wants to bounce a dragon? It'll be a 5 mana, deal 4 damage, draw a card, right? Nobody would run that card, but in all actuality, it's not that bad because it's a hexproof creature, and if we want to keep it on the board, we can. So it's not just always a sorcery that does 5 mana, 4 damage and draw a card. There's other modes to it, and you know me and my Modo spells. I think every card with Modo spell is better than cards without it. I have a lot of counter spells, and that's definitely appreciated. I'm not really quite sure about Assimilate Essence, but there's not really a card that says counter target creature or enchantment, right? That would be probably the best current meta stopper because there's a lot of enchantments running out there, and Assimilate Essence doesn't stop that. Fable is an enchantment, Wedding Announcement is an enchantment, the Restoration of Egonjo is an enchantment. There's so many enchantments that you want to catch on turn 3 that Assimilate Essence doesn't do. So, I still think it's a good card, but until the Kamigawa? Until Kamigawa rotates out, I don't know how relevant it is compared to Make Disappear. Make Disappear is just so much better in catching those. But Make Disappear is completely useless late game. That's kind of the other side of that problem. When our opponent has lands, Make Disappear doesn't do anything. And a lot of people know how to play around that now. So I think that's how I want to show off the deck. I don't know how fantastic it is, but it's definitely fun to play. And that's all I can say about this deck. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.